Hey, BassGeek here. We're going to talk about throwing a popper during the spawn and post-spawn. Okay, guys, so before we get into talking about throwing a popper during the spawn and a post-spawn, I have to talk to you about Mystery Tackle Box. Guys, if you haven't gone out and got you a subscription to Mystery Tackle Box yet, please go do it. It's going to open you up to a lot of different baits. I know the knock. Oh, I've heard it. Mystery Tackle Box don't put good baits in. Mystery Tackle Box puts Japanese. Guys, where do you think every bait's made? I got bad news for you. Every rod in your boat, every reel, even if it's made by a company right here in America, a custom rod builder, guess where that blank come from? Not the USA, okay? Sorry about your luck. Stop your belly aching and whining. It just because you ain't heard about them, just because they ain't some big name company, don't mean they don't have something for you, okay? A lot of times the different stuff is what gets you bit. Now, for all you guys like me, as I call us, the old heads, we like what we like. I know, I get it. I do, because I'm one of you. I like to pick up my swim bait in the summer, and I like to pick up my green worm in the spawn, and I like to pick up my Demiki rig in the winter. I mean, I do the same things over and over and over and over again, 90% of the time. The Mystery Tackle Box Pro will solve that for you. You know why? Because most time if you spend money on it, well, not always. Trust me, I bought a lot of stuff and they still in boxes and hanging on my wall. So I get that. But try to force yourself to just take the box out with you. Take it out with you. I've found a ton of baits that I use all the time now, because I used to subscribe and still subscribe, obviously, to Mystery Tackle Box. Way before I ever talked about them on my YouTube channel, I had a subscription. Way before I ever did YouTube, I had a subscription that my wife got me for my birthday. Yes, you're going to get some stuff that maybe you don't use, but I'm going to tell you about colors too, okay? Colors in the spring. Sometimes if you throw an oddball color that nobody else is throwing, you get more bites, don't you? Yeah. So if you're throwing the same colors everybody else is throwing on your lake, maybe you should change up. I mean, think about this stuff. I know you do. I know some of you just want to hate, and it's okay. It's okay. I understand your hate. You're just not happy in life. Okay. We're not going to break out into a, try to make you happy with yourself situation. But all that being said, listen, guys, go out and check it out. There is a link in the description. No, I don't make a penny off of it. I don't make a penny off of this. They send it to me for free every month, and guess what I do? I pay to send it to one of you two. Or two, yeah. All the 2 subscribers I got after I did this video, right? So anyway, I pay to send it to one of you, okay? So, I actually lose money on the deal, just because I want to get some good baits in your hand and show you how much I actually do like these boxes. Now, all that being said, let's open this sucker up and see what's in it. Right off the bat, we got a popper. Surprise, we're going to talk about poppers today. We've got a popper. A black popper, which for today's conditions is actually pretty good. We've got something I love by a company that I love, and guess what? They actually are the same owners that own Mystery Tackle Box. And that is Biospawn. And that is the plasma tail, and that is a great color for this lake, which is green pumpkin plasma. That is a great color, and you might not get this because the smallmouth are spawning on Top Secret Lake S, South Holston. You got Weston. Weston makes some very unique baits, and this is a little fat side, kind of a square bill. Good looking little color there around smallmouth also, in my opinion. We've got a good looking swim jig by Excite Baits. From Hard Hat Jigs, Catch Co. We've got a nice ball head, shaky head, good looking bait there. That plasma tail would look great on it. We've got from, and I'm going to butcher this, some Mattis baits. We've got a nice crawl bait. Looks like it's going to have a lot of action, a lot of, you know, anyway, stuff on the arms. Yeah, I know. But here's what they would be if they retailed. Here is our little Dibble digest or fishing tips. A lot of good stuff in there. And here's something pretty cool, the Googan Squad blooper. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Here's a good little deal showing where to throw that popper, which I'm going to show you where I would throw the popper at a lot at a certain time of year. So now we've gone through everything. Let's go ahead and throw these back in the box and tie that thing back on. I want to show you something that I do to my poppers to help them walk. Don't know if this one will walk well. We will talk about it, but we're going to tie it on. I'm going to show you how to tie a non-slip loop knot. Now guys, this is something that I tend to use a lot on topwater baits, you know, walking baits, poppers. I'll also use it at times on, a lot of times on my jerk baits too. So the very first thing is you're just going to run your line through, and then you're going to fold it over so it's doubled over. Okay, then you're just going to swing that thing around about 7 times right there. Okay, that might have been one short. Then you're going to make you a nice big loop and try not to hook yourself in the hand. And once you're through, now you've got your loop. Okay, we got to fix one here. We got one going crazy on us. So now you've got your loop. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab back here at this head, and you're going to let it pull down. Okay, you're going to work that loop as close to the bait as you can get it, and then tighten up. So now you've got a nice little loop. You're going to be able to walk that bait much, much easier. Tighten down both sides. We'll see if this bait will walk. And just clip it. And there you have it. Good looking color. Don't know that I like that bright green on the back, but we shall see. Now, let's talk about rod, reel, and line setup. Now, I will tell you, for a popper, 90% of the time, I absolutely recommend throwing it on a spinning rod. I would probably throw it on 10-pound monofilament. Some guys are going to throw it on straight braid. That's fine, depending on the water clarity. I fish a lot of clear lakes, so I'm going to throw it on mono. Probably throw it on a leader. You know, probably going to put a minimum of an 8-foot leader if I'm throwing it on a spinning rod. And I'm probably going to go with something like 10, 12, no bigger than 15-pound braid to tie on to as my main line. Now, on my bait casting setup, and this is a great casting setup for these smaller topwaters. You've seen, you know, I was catching bass on Top Secret Lake S on this Rico which might be a little bit heavier than this. So we're going to see how this works. I'm gonna test my rod and reel here too. But this is actually a sticks. So this is actually a 7-foot medium action, hits their number 3. So it's really a great rod. I'm, just incredibly impressed with this combo. And this is an SLX DC in, I believe, a 7.2. And so it casts light baits extremely well. The DCs are great. I think this is about a $200 reel, but this is a great combo. I don't like to go over 7 foot. 7 foot is accurate, and I like to throw, I would even go down to a 6.8, maybe even a 6.5 in certain situations if I've got a lot of cover, because a shorter rod is going to be a lot more accurate. Now, like I said, this is a medium fast action rod, but it has got a ton of tip to it. But again, this is by Sticks. This is a SLX DC, and I've got just straight. I've got backing on here. It's like 65-pound test, but I never get to that. This is just straight low vis 14-pound test. It's either, let me see here. No, I'm lying to you. It's actually 10-pound test monofilament on here. It's probably Berkeley Smooth Casting something. Just find whatever you feel comfortable in. Now I'm going to show you kind of the areas that I'm going to target with this little bait. All right, guys, so the places that I'm really going to fish this popper this time of year, spawn and pre-spawn, it's going to be areas like this. We've got a nice little flat area where I know these fish are going to spawn. So one of the things I'm going to do, absolutely, I'm going to make casts right up to the bank. So the backs of pockets, creek areas. You're looking for the areas where these fish are spawning. And so what you want to do is stay way back, make a nice long cast, let it sit there for a minute. And you can do 2 different things. And one thing that I'm really impressed with this Googan bait is just how you can walk it. I'm really impressed with how well this little bait walks the dog. On a loop knot. Now, I don't know tying it straight to, or one of the things, again, I'll show you, is I do not have any sort of ring. It's just a non-slip loop knot. And so you can fish it a couple of different ways. The biggest thing is really let it sit there. Let those rings dissipate, because those bass, when they're garden fry or they're on the bed, they hate something just sitting over their head. And then you can just give it a little pop, okay? Let it sit there again. Maybe give it a couple of little pops, all right? But let it sit in their area. Really let it piss them off, because that's what you're talking about. Now, what you can really do is give it a couple of twists and walk the dog with it. And like I said, I'm really impressed so far with this bait, how well it walks the dog. Now, the other thing is, of course, pre-spawn, you're going to throw it into some cover like this. Now, we're right by a limb. We're going to let it settle in. We're going to give it a couple of little twists and really make sure that we stop it, really walk it. I didn't get it as far back in there as I wanted. I'm going to pull up and make another cast. Like I said, I didn't get it as far back in there as I was hoping. But stuff like this during pre-spawn can be great. Oh, there we go. We got it over a limb. There we go. Pop it right out. Let's make another cast back up in there. Oh, we done fouled her up, popping her across. There we go. So now, like I said, let's just walk that out of there. Stop. Come on out. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's tough being your own cameraman. So we'll make a short cast right there. We'll let it sit for a minute. Woo, it'd be nice to see a big old toad come up out of there, wouldn't it? All right. Now, let me go show you what I'm talking about, the backs of pockets. All right, guys, so we're in the back of a pocket right here, and this is going to be a great place to throw this popper. I know for a fact, because I've fished this lake for years, that over the years around these logs, there'll be a lot of spawners. So, you know, this is a great little spot to throw your bait up in there. Again, let it sit for a minute or two, you know, till the rings really dissipate. And just walk that little popper out. You know, stop it every once in a while. Just walk that popper out. Like I said, when they're spawning, they really hate stuff being over. And of course, when they're guarding those fries, those post-spawn bass really hate something running through those little fry. And you tie that loop knot on there, and I'm telling you, it's a great little bait to walk, and it walks so much better. But especially these flat areas like this, right there. Like I said, I'm really impressed with this Googan Squad blooper, how well it walks the dog. Pretty impressive little bait. All right, guys, I know this is the moment you've been waiting for. How do you win the box? Just comment hashtag popper down in the comment section. You say anything else, and of course, as always, I love to talk fishing with you guys. So questions, comments down there in the comment section below. Make sure you say hashtag popper to have a shot at winning this. We'll draw it 1 week from the time this video comes out. As always, like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. You must be subscribed to win. And be sure you ring that bell so that you get the notifications when these videos come out. And as always, you guys rock.